Ohayou gozaimasu, guys. So I've got my buddy Yoda here keeping me company, and as you can see I've got a relatively modest collection of vintage Kenner Star Wars figures at the moment, but I've been hunting and looking out for some more. Hopefully you saw the streamathon that I was a member of. We looked at some of the famous toy lines of the 1970s and 80s and early 90s. And the first stream that we did was of underrated Star Wars figures with Xazyl. He was the host. So go and check that out if you get the chance. And while you're at it, why don't you go and fund him? He's trying to get his way to America next year for JoeFest. So a bit of a plug for him. I'll add the link in the description of this video. Alright guys, so today the aim of the game is to unbox a bit of a bulk delivery I got of some vintage Star Wars figures. I took a little bit of a punt. I'm a bit of a noob when it comes to these vintage Star Wars figures. And of course the advert was all in Japanese, and as far as I could understand, some of the figures in the lot were the vintage Kenner. In Japanese they call them old Kenner. And some of them I think Power of the Force line from the 90s. So 30 figures in total. From my understanding, possibly 20 of those 30 are vintage Kenner. Fingers crossed they are. Alright guys, let's see what I got, and let's see if I got lucky. What a cute box that this is coming. Kawaii. Okie dokie. Yep, Star Wars. Oh man, so many good memories, particularly with my older brothers. So they're a few years older than me, so they were really the Star Wars, more of a Star Wars generation than me and my younger brother. I've got three brothers. The second oldest one, he had a lot of Star Wars posters up in his bedroom, and I remember distinctly, and I've still got some photos of him taking the Star Wars figures down to the beach and playing in the sand with Boba Fett and so forth. So yeah, fantastic movies. I haven't watched Star Wars in many years, and truth be known, I haven't even watched the Mandalorian series yet. So yeah, feel free to unsubscribe to me now if you like. So some of these figures I will struggle to remember what their names are, but let's see how I go. So the grand opening. Ta-da! Far out. Spoiler alert here. So let's see. This is very exciting. Let's see what I got in here. So I'll set things up a bit. Close up on the action here. We've got Snaggletooth. We've got Forest Biker Scout. There we go. From Return of the Jedi. Love seeing these guys racing through the forest. We've got, is it Ree's? Yes, Ree's. Look at this dude. This guy looks great. And who is it? Zucker. This guy is a standout. I love the look of this figure. He's a little bit worn and a bit of scuffing, but 2-1B. Thank you for coming into my collection. Here's a favourite, the Royal Guard. Really happy to get a second one of these. My underrated figure from the streamathon. Absolutely beautiful. Love that cloth. He's fantastic. A Bespin security guard here. Check out that Mo. He's in pretty good nick. Obi-Wan. This is a highlight, I think. And he's got his gown all in good nick there. We've also got the Emperor. It looks like his makeup is starting to smear on his nose there. We've got the AT-AT driver, a little bit yellowed. I've got a Darth, and this one doesn't have a ripped coat, which is fantastic, but a little bit of paint. Hopefully I can remove that. A C-3PO, a second version, 1982. So this is the one where you can take off the body parts here, and this is awesome. It comes with the bag, the body parts bag or backpack to put his arms and legs in. So that's really cool. That's a great one to pick up. Couple of stormtroopers, yellowed. Hopefully I can figure out how to clean these up. I'll probably go and check out Toy Polloi for that. Klaatu. Not so familiar. Which movie is he out of? My first Han vintage. Wicked Times. Very odd. The head sculpt doesn't look much like Harrison Ford. But yeah, that's what happens when you make figures in the 1970s, I guess. This guy's great, an Imperial TIE fighter pilot. Absolutely beautiful. He's a favourite that I've picked up. Magic stuff. A couple of Landos without his skiff disguise. We've got a Chewie without his gun. And Ewok time. I love the Ewoks. We have got here Tibu or Tibo. I don't know how the pronunciation is. I've got to watch the movies again. Who have we got here? Log Ray with his helmet here. We've got a couple of him. Different sort of aging colouring. His wee medicine bag there. I think I love the Ewoks because my brothers could well have given us an Ewok or two when we were young, and they potentially were the first figures we ever got as sort of 3-year-olds, being so young when the figures came out. Maybe our older brothers treated us to an Ewok figure or two. And then we've got Chief Chirpa here. A couple of Leias, Princess Leia. Look at this. Oh dear, one's been decapitated. Again, checking out that head sculpt. Oh dear, not the flashiest. And we've got another Stormtrooper with the hot gear on. That's very, very cool. ATST driver. He's seen better days by the looks. Stormtrooper disguise on. I'm pretty sure it's Luke under that helmet too. So that's cool. Good news is that 28 of these have ended up being the vintage Star Wars, and only 2 were the Power of the Force. And here a bag with a few figure stands. Maybe that's Chewie's blaster there. Another stick for one of the Ewoks, I think. And I think there are a couple of other blasters in there too. What a great wee lot, sort of an instant collection. And yeah, I don't know what to really make of them. They're not... I don't know. They don't blow me away. I don't think they've got anything on G.I. Joe, to be honest, in terms of their lack of articulation, some of the head sculpts. They, yeah, just a different generation of action figure. It's toy history. I think that's why I love them. They're not the greatest figures in the world, but they come from the greatest movie franchise of all time. And yeah, it's just a really nice reminder of me growing up with my older brothers, the memories I have of all of the memorabilia that they had in their bedrooms. And yeah, I think they had a few of these figures growing up, which I vaguely remember. Very, very happy to get these in the old Treasures for Trigger collection, and I'm going to have fun setting all these up. Actually, this reminds me, I've been chatting online with a few friends and we've been talking about Spaceballs, and yeah, Spaceballs was such a fantastic movie. I've probably watched Spaceballs more than I have the actual Star Wars movies themselves. Hilarious stuff. So anyway guys, that's it from me. This has been Treasures for Trigger. Thank you for checking out my Star Wars loot today, and we'll fix up C-3PO, get him on the shelf. Time for a beer. Cheers. Don't forget to check out Xazyl and his GoFundMe. Let's get him over to America to meet Sarge. And yeah, leave a comment. Do you guys have a favourite vintage Star Wars Kenner figure? Alright, I'm going to stop talking and start drinking. See you guys. Bye.